Tea, one word, one syllable. And that was how the late Queen Elizabeth II chose to offer a cup of tea to the extremely distinguished VVIP visitor she welcomed to the palace as part of her Platinum Jubilee celebrations. The video of Paddington taking and talking tea with Her Majesty went super viral during the Jubilee and after her passing, getting tens of millions of views. And it all began with just one word, tea, and over the course of the whole 2-minute video, the Queen only said 16 words. Now, for a monarch whose reign was a study in longevity, her speech was a study in brevity. As the Beatles once sang, Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, but she doesn't have a lot to say. And there could scarcely be a snappier, more succinct or simpler way to suggest a cuppa than tea. Now, in ancient rhetoric, this technique, keeping things short, is known as brevitas, which is what we're talking about today on TeaTalk. In ancient rhetoric, brevitas was defined as expressing an idea with the minimum possible words, and the Queen was clearly a fan. She had a simple go-to question she'd ask when meeting members of the public. Have you come far? Just 4 words, ultimate simplicity, and the complete opposite of the waffling questions you get from some people, journalists, which go around corners, down alleys, upstairs, across planks, through tunnels, across pelican crossings, until by the end of it you can't possibly even begin to remember how it began. Long-windedness is often laziness. Brevity takes time. As Mark Twain famously wrote, I'm sorry for sending you a long letter, but I didn't have time to send a short one. Time spent editing is time well spent. In great communication, less is more. Think of the great advertising slogans. Just do it. I'm loving it. Yes, we can. We also see brevitas in great storytelling. Remember Ernest Hemingway's famous 6-word stories? For sale, baby shoes, never worn. Such power, so few words. Compare that with the 500,000 words in Tolstoy's War and Peace. No, me neither. As Orwell said, never use a long word where a short one will do, and never write a long story where a short one will do, and never give a long speech where a short one will do. The greatest speech in history is probably the Gettysburg Address, 269 words, 205 of which were just 1 syllable. It took him just 2 minutes. Yet still cited all the time. The other speaker that day was a guy called Edward Everett, who spoke for 2 hours in a speech rich in an analogy and allusion, and everyone's forgotten it. No doubt everyone there was checking their phones, snapping their friends, listening to a boring speech. It's going on and on and on. But brevitas is really important if we work in business. In retail, they talk about KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Why complicate matters? Tell it like it is. Call a tin of beans a tin of beans, like Ronseal. It does what it says on the tin. Clarity trumps complexity. Now, I once delivered a series of speeches in Malaysia, and I worked out there with a wonderful woman who was brilliant at brevitas. Any question I asked, she'd answer with 1 syllable. I'd say, if I bring my MacBook with an HDMI lead, can I show my presentation on the screen? Can, she'd reply. Will you meet me in reception at 8? Will, she'd say. Have you got some English breakfast tea? Have. I loved it so much. Super efficient communication. So much, in fact, my wife and I have now adopted it in our everyday language. Will you pick the kids up tonight? Will. Have you got time to go to the shops on the way? Have. Can you get some tea bags on the way? Can. If we're in a real hurry, we even use the tin can emoji. Total brevitas. So, look, the moral of this tea talk, if you want to go on and on and on like the Queen, then don't go on and on and on like Everett. Ask yourself, can we say it faster? Yes, we can. Will we say it faster? Will. Now, tea? Lovely.